Hello everyone, welcome back to Left Hand Crochet by Be-Stitched Yarn Creations. Today's tutorial is going to be a combination of two. So we are going to start with the double crochet. We'll do a few rows of that, and then I will show you guys the treble crochet. They're both very similar. There's really just a couple of extra changes that you do for the treble. So we'll just go ahead here and get started. So again, I'm just reworking with my Pound of Love yarn by Lion Brand. This is the color Elephant Gray. And I'm coming in with my H hook or my 5mm. So we'll go ahead and jump in. As always, we are going to start with our slip knot and our foundation chain. There we have our slip knot. And for this tutorial, again, we're just going to do a row of 12. For most of these, you also don't have to really do a set amount of stitches, so we're just going to do 12 to show you guys. So we'll go ahead and come in and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, my yarn was getting stuck. 10, 11, 12. So here we have our foundation chain of 12 stitches. So when you do your turning chain for your double crochet, you're going to do 3 for your turning chain. So we'll come in here and we'll do 1, 2, 3. So now right here we have our 3 for turning, which means we're going to work into this 4th stitch right here to keep our even 12. So when you come in, you're going to yarn over, insert into that 4th chain, pull through. You'll have 3 chains on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 of those chains. Now you have 2 chains left on the hook, yarn over, and then pull through 2. And as you can see, that gives us a bit of a taller stitch here. So again, it's going to be yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook here, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 2 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2. And you just repeat that all the way along. What I mostly use double crochet stitches for is I like to use it a lot for blankets, just because it does kind of give it that airier stitch here. As you can see, we have taller stitches and there is a bit more of a gap in between them, so it helps your blankets from being too warm. It just kind of helps give it some air, so it's a little more comfortable to use. You can also use this for sweaters, Afghans. You can really use it for anything. Again, a lot of these basic stitches are very versatile. And we've almost got the row done here. And then here we're at our last stitch right here. Again, this is the slip knot. We do not work into it. So this last stitch here, we will do our last double for the row. And then this is how that looks so far. I'll show you the other side. You can see that right here. And then now again for the turning, we're going to chain 3, And this is the standard way that most people will do their turning chains. So again, since we did our chain 3 on the outside, we're going to skip this stitch right here, because as you can see, that'll build it up. So we're going to go into this next stitch right here. So we skip this bottom one. And again, I'm working under the V's just to give it a more flat lay. And it works up pretty fast. As you can see, these are a lot taller than the half double and the single. And it does build up really nice, really fast. So just depending on what project that you're wanting to do this for, it's definitely a good one to use. And a lot of the upcoming stitches that I will teach you, majority of them are a combination of double, single, and chains. So it's helpful to get the motion of these down. Sorry. And we'll slow this one down again just a little bit. So going into our next stitch, it's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 chains on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 chains on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And you just repeat that all the way along here. And then this is should be our next to last stitch. We'll count and make sure. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so it actually was our last stitch. And as you can see, this is already building up to be decently even. Again, as always, the beginning of the current row we're on will pull a little bit. But when you come up and do that last stitch, which will be right here, you'll see it'll straighten that out some once it's got that yarn above it pulling it. And so that is the double crochet. Let me unwind my yarn and we'll move over to the treble crochet, which is very similar. Okay, so I basically just frogged the double that I had, and we're going to come in and do the treble. And you will see that it is very similar, but there are just a couple changes, and we'll go over that as we get to it. So again, as always, do your slip knot. We're going to go back in with another foundation row of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're back with our foundation chain of 12. And when you're working a treble crochet, your turning chains are going to be 4. So we have our 12, and now we're going to chain 4, and that's our turning chain. So as we can see, we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which means we're going to start in this 5th chain from the hook this time. And when you're doing treble, you're going to yarn over once, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull it through. Now you have 4 chains on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have 3 chains. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 2 chains. Yarn over and pull through both of those. And as you can see, even this is a lot taller than our double crochet. So again, we're going to yarn over again, so that's twice, insert your hook and pull it through. 4 loops are on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 chains on your hook, yarn over, pull through both. So when you're working this, to make sure that you are doing it correctly, you go from 4 to 3 to 2, and when you do your final one, you'll just have that 1. So it is a little bit of a countdown. And the real important part is just making sure that you yarn over twice. So you'll see it here. It kind of looks like you have 3. And you always yarn over. And again, so we have 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll repeat that all the way down here. So like I said, this one does make your sections a lot taller. It also makes them a lot gappier, which depending on your project could be really good. This would also make for a really nice airy blanket. Sorry, that came off here. Tension is very important because then it'll slide off. It's okay. But yeah, just depending on what project you're doing this for. Like I said, I don't use the treble crochet very often, but there are a couple of stitches that do it. Like there's a treble fan crochet that I do plan on showing you guys at one point, and it is mostly trebles and chains. This is a really good one if you are wanting to do a blanket too. Like I said, it makes it airy, and with how tall the stitches are, it does work up relatively quick. And it is kind of fun to just keep pulling it through. And here we're in our last stitch. So again, we don't go into our slip knot. So this is that first row. So as you can see, it is a lot taller. The gaps between it are a lot bigger. And there is the other side. So we'll come back in and we'll do our turning chain, which again is going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we're going to skip this very bottom one here. That counts as this. So this will count as our first, not row, our first stitch of it. We're going to go into this second one right here. And I don't know about you guys, but doing this one is just oddly satisfying, just because you do kind of have to go through a couple more as far as the pulling. And so we'll walk through that again. So it's yarn over once, yarn over twice, insert your hook. Again, we're under the V here. Pull it through. You've got your 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2. And so we will go ahead and finish this row. This really does just work up really nicely. Once you get in the flow of it, it'll go by really fast because you'll just be whipping on through it. And then let me just make sure that should be our last stitch. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this last one here, you see this last V, yarn over twice. And there we have our treble crochet. And that does just work up really nice. Try to move it so you can see it a little better. So again, they are tall. The gaps between them are a little bit bigger, but This is really good, especially if you're wanting to do a quick project. It will work up really fast. Just make sure that your project, it's okay for it to have gaps. So like I said, a nice little blanket. This would be good for just to make it airy and not as hot. And where this one's a little taller, it doesn't pull over as much on the row that you've just finished. But again, this will be the last V that you work into, and that'll help it to stand up a little bit. So that was the double and the treble crochet, and I will see you all next Friday with another tutorial. Thanks for tuning in.